Jay just said he's running late, but he'll be here in a sec. I just caught him up.
Welcome everyone. This is SIG Windows regular meeting. It's May 18th, 2021, and this is a CNCF meeting. We'll be following the CNCF guidelines and code of conduct. If you have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to myself or anyone else from the community. So we're gonna kick off the meeting today, and we typically try to start with some intros. If there's anybody new, I do see one or two names that I haven't seen before. Want to introduce themselves, let us know why you're interested in SIG Windows and what you're trying to get out of the meeting. Okay. So then we'll go ahead and get on to announcements. And feel free, anybody, to add any items to the agenda if you have anything that you want to talk about. So for announcements, we have the CSI proxy is going stable in 122. The KEP and updates for that merged last week. So congratulations to everybody that's been working on that. That's a huge milestone that's been in flux or been in work for a while. And so if you have any questions or concerns, just reach out. There's a channel in Slack as well for the CSI proxy specifically for Windows. So congratulations everybody working on that. We've been doing the SIG Windows after hours. We've mentioned it a few times on the thing. I just wanted to call it out explicitly. Jay's been helping lead that, and we've had quite a few folks and some new members of SIG Windows joining. And it's just a time for us to get together and work on projects, PRs, do some code reviews, those types of things, ask lots of questions. It's an informal time for everybody to get together. Just wanted to call it out. We do it right after our normally scheduled meeting here so 10 p.m. Eastern, and we do that for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on what we're working on and how interesting it is. If anybody has any questions or any other announcements. All right.
I think one more, James. I think the date was extended for submitting anything for KubeCon. I know most of the folks have already submitted, but there is still time. I think it's May 31st. If there's a last minute thing you want to try submitting to present at KubeCon, you could still do it.
Oh, great. Is there anybody out there that's submitting any talks?
We're submitting, and I think it's the 23rd, not the 31st.
Okay.
Oh, it's the 23rd. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
thanks.
just FYI. But yeah, we're submitting.
Awesome. So it looks like you have till the end of the weekend. So for anybody that's interested in doing that. If you're looking for feedback or anything like that, drop it into SIG Windows, and I'm sure people would review the talk too. Cool. So the other, so we'll go on to the agenda. The first item is from me. There was a KEP for C advisorless and CRI full-time container and pod stats. So moving away from the C advisor implementation and getting all of the stats into the CRI API. They merged that PR and are going to be doing their alpha implementation in 122, and they pinged us on the issue to let us know that there's a couple open issues for Windows, and they wanted to have somebody take a look. So I posted in the Slack channel, but I also wanted to call it out here. We're looking for some folks who are interested in this particular component to just kind of read through the KEP and give some feedback, and if interested, be able to help identify any gaps or challenges that we might have with the Windows thing.
I did start going through it, but I haven't completely got there. One of the things I did do is grab an excerpt of the stats summary page and then put it in, because I think they were looking for it, because I don't think they had a full list of everything that we were grabbing on that page. So I've just dropped that in.
Excellent. Yeah, so again, if anybody else wants to take a look, go ahead, and it's be very helpful to get some more eyes on that. Cool. Muzz, you have the next agenda item.
Yes. So I know, I mean, this could be another reminder, and also like I'm trying to get some feedback. So probably you folks know that Docker shim is being deprecated. Shouldn't be a news for anyone. The date that is written on the FAQ and the confirmed date, what I've gotten, there has been confusion. Some people are saying it's it will be taken out or removed completely in 122, but the written date is 123. So in Kubernetes 123, when they release it, which is expected to be around September, the Docker shim won't be part of the kubelet, which means that anybody using the Docker runtime, if they move to 123, their clusters will stop working. So I mean, that's the reminder. But now, from a feedback perspective, I've heard there are two kind of people who run Kubernetes with Windows or Linux. I mean, there is one which are the distributors or the distros, like the Google, Amazons, and the Microsoft. It seems like they're pretty much on track in moving to Containerd. They're all making good progress. But then, I mean, we've been in touch with Google as well on that, and there were some issues I think have been reported in the Containerd upstream, but doesn't seem like a blocking issue so far. But then there's also do-it-yourself customers who are running their own Kubernetes, and they may be running into issues as well. So the feedback I was trying to see is we could go, especially because Windows Containerd is newer than Linux, and we had less of the time to move. We could go to the community and like DIMS and Signode and say, just like give us one more release that may take the pressure off, and it may be good for some of the customers who are struggling. But I wanted to just get feedback. Is that something others are feeling, or is everybody okay with it getting removed in 123? Okay, so seems like there is no feedback. It's okay. I mean, you can even reach out to me on Slack. I'll be monitoring Slack, and I'll post the question there as well. I wanted to see, like, if there are like more requests. It's not that hard. Like James and Craig Peters told me, the way we will create an issue, we'll go to the extension, and we could try. But if there is no demand, or like nobody needs it, then we could leave it for Kubernetes 123.
I guess the only thing is just checking that we got parity with at least some CNIs and make sure that that works. I mean, this Containerd storage issue is gone for GSMA. That's kind of resolved. But I don't know of any other things that aren't at parity between Containerd and Docker apart from CNI, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing, right, Barry? I mean, we don't know. Like, we have tested it. It doesn't seem like there are issues, but there could always be issues when you start running it at a scale, right? Like once you have moved and the customers start using it. And that's why having a little bit buffer could be good. But it seems like, it seems like everybody else is doing okay. I mean, so just out of curiosity, is anyone running Containerd in production, like with Kubernetes for Windows?
Not yet.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay, maybe we could start a conversation on Slack. Maybe that's a better way to get feedback. I don't want to put people on the spot and give them feedback.
Yeah, I think maybe opening up an issue and posting it in Slack, that would be a good way to collect that and get the conversation started.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, James. yeah, that's all from my side.
And then, so I just added this. This is just kind of quick call for help. So GMSA, the GMSA component that we use for wiring everything up, it was using V1 Beta 1 APIs. And so someone had opened up a PR, and I added support for a couple extra APIs that were also being blocked. This is causing failing tests in 122. There's a new functionality that depreciated all of the old APIs. And so I was attempting to upgrade that, and it looks like there's a cert request, and getting the correct cert request formed. I'm having a little bit of trouble with that. So I posted it in Slack yesterday, but if anybody has any experience upgrading from V1 Beta 1 to the V1 version of the cert requests, please let me know, and maybe we can work on that together. I think everybody will need this as we start to get more folks onto moving towards 122. So. Okay. Is there any other ad hoc questions or comments or things that folks want to discuss on? No? Okay. Great. Then I guess we can end the meeting a few minutes early here. And I don't see Jay on yet. But
he said he was coming, but he was dealing with something urgent. I'm not sure what it was.
But I guess, yeah, that's okay. We can get started for the SIG Windows after hours a little bit early. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording for the regularly scheduled programming. And anybody that doesn't want to stick around for some coding and looking at SIG Windows issues and work like that can drop off. Otherwise, stick around. And I think I saw Perry was going to lead us in some container D work potentially.
Am I? Okay.
Jay tweeted something about that. So all right. I'm going to stop the recording, and we'll switch over. Thanks, everyone.
Cool. I like how he just volunteers me without talking to me about it first, because I have no idea what it was on about.
Oh, did I stop recording? There we go.